corran, que tal, 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 que tal.
Se terminó, tío, se terminó, se terminó, tío.
These guys. Look at this people. If you're a USMNT fan, you know this kit. This kit, right here. 2014 World Cup. They showed pride. They showed desire. They showed a tactical idea. This team ain't got nothing. It might be more talented. It might be more glamorous. These guys might play in Juventus. They might play at AC Milan. They play in Dortmund. All these teams. But come on. This team would still wipe the floor with Clint Dempsey, what is that guy's name? Julian Green, all these dudes. Tim Howard. These guys would do a lot better than the showing we just saw from the USMNT at this Copa America. Hey, you know what? That's why I got this kit. That's why this guy got this kit. Because this kit, even though they don't play well, they get the win. Well, this is going to be a very short stream because I got work in about an hour. And I gotta go, and I gotta leave, I gotta take the bus. But the USMNT are out of the Copa America. An embarrassment. Straight up an embarrassment. This simply cannot happen. One bit. You are gonna tell me, look at this. I mean, how many people were gonna predict this before the Copa America? How many people? Not even like the most deluded Panamanian can think to themselves, we might actually do this. But this is massive congrats to Panama. What Panama have just done. You know who's going to be the most proud? Simon Bolivar. All the Gran Colombia teams, all of the countries are advancing to the next round. All of them. So it is incredible achievement from Panama. Thomas Christiansen is doing wonders. And they did this without Godoy. Carrasquillo was suspended today. And Andrade missed the entire tournament. Panama have felt the hardship, they felt the pain, the Gold Cup final loss last year. To do this and to do it in the USA and to knock out the USMNT, no. Panama es papá de Estados Unidos. Right now, Panama es papá de Estados Unidos. Massive congrats. Fallardo again getting a goal after he was not clinical against Uruguay. It is great to see Fallardo turn into a clinical machine and get the goal. And Panama beat Bolivia 3-1. It was getting a bit nervous when Bolivia did equalize 1-1, and I thought to myself, oh, we might have a chance here. Nah, come on. I mean, Bolivia are just terrible. They're just straight garbage. And now the USMNT lost. I mean, I thought it was going to be controversial. I'm not really going to say, oh my God, maybe there's a conspiracy against the USA. There's a conspiracy against CONCACAF. If he's offside, he's offside. It looked like he was offside. But you know what? They have a different line. I'm not going to complain one bit. They should have the automatic offside line like they do in the Euros and other tournaments. But if they don't, it's offside. Uruguay, you know what's the funniest thing about Uruguay today? That's why I'm wearing the Nacional hoodie. Shout out to all my Uruguayans. Can I be an honorary Uruguayan right now? Can I be an honorary Uruguayan? Because this is just pain. I mean, the USMNT haven't given me a good moment. I mean, yeah, okay, when Pulisic scored against Iran. I mean, if you didn't make it out of the group as well, I mean, it's a tough group. I haven't felt enjoyment watching the USMNT since probably 2014 World Cup. That team showed just so much character and desire. That game against Portugal was amazing in the freaking Amazon. It was awesome. 2-2, we should have won that game, except then, I can't even remember the guy's name who scored that equalizer. I know Ronaldo crossed it. That's the last time I'm like, yes, the USMNT, I see here. I see what you guys are trying to do. This team, I mean, everybody can say this, right? Big up Anthony. Big up Mike. Greg needs to be sacked by the Federation tonight. This mentality from the players of fighting for the badge stems from him. And I would fully agree. And it's 6:45 in the morning here in Finland. So please, everybody, if you're watching a replay, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Just hit the like button for my pain. Don't you want to see rivals in pain? I'm sure every Canadian right now. Look at all the Canadians in the chat. It's Canada Day, and the USA are out. Also, Panamanians, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of this incredible achievement. Greg is not going anywhere. Let's just start here. Greg is not going anywhere. I would be shocked. I would be so happy, Anthony. I would be so happy, Anthony, if Greg leaves. But he's simply not going to go. The U.S. Federation don't have the cojones. And I'm pretty sure that this was not a priority, this Copa America. It's not a priority. The priority is the World Cup. So they're going to say, this is a project. This is going to be like Arsenal. Trust the process. Step A, step B, step C. It's going to be step failure with this guy. But you can't really just solely blame Greg. The USA actually played decent in the first half. You could almost say they were the better team than Uruguay. I mean, Uruguay had much better chances in the game, but the USA were going toe-to-toe with Uruguay. It's not like, the USA were just sitting back and hoping for a miracle. No, they were taking initiative. Like, the midfield was doing well against Uruguay's midfield. And did you see who was in Uruguay's midfield? I mean, so I can't solely blame Greg. I mean, look, the guy's tactically about as clueless as a sloth. About as clueless as, I don't know, what's the dumbest animal in the world? That's Greg. But these players wanted him back. Pulisic wanted him back. How many of these players wanted Greg back? They all said, please, let's get Greg back. Let's get Greg back. To do what? To do what exactly? This is not it. And I'm ticked off because you cannot go out of a group with Panama and Bolivia. You can't. As much as I respect Panama, and I said that in my last video that people were disrespecting them and not giving them credit for being the United States, the USA should still be advancing out of this group. I knew as soon as they lost to Panama with that 10 men, I said it's done. Because there was no way the USMNT were going to get a result against Uruguay. No chance. Absolutely not. And this was, and I think Uruguayans can agree with me, not a very good performance. But Ugarte is a beast. Araujo is a beast. Obviously, Ronald Araujo. They're beasts, these players. But my God, I mean, how are we living in a world where the USA cricket advanced further than the mother effing USMNT? How? How is this possible that the US cricket team advances further at what is it called, the T20 World Cup, than? And those guys are not even professionals. These dudes are lauded as the golden generation. Thank you, Mr. Balloon. These guys are lauded as the golden generation of USMNT. Get that nonsense out of here. The only golden generation is the 2002 World Cup team because they beat Mexico in the most important game between Mexico and the United States, round of 16, and they went toe-to-toe against Germany and really should have had a penalty in that game. That's a golden generation. This team are just clickbait generation. That's what they are, clickbait generation. They need to... You can have all this talk. You can say, we're going to do this. We're going to get that big win. They still haven't got a big win. If you're going to tell me Mexico's a big win in 2024, it's like saying you have a Nokia in 2024 and that's a flex. There's no flex. So I don't want to just see this discourse of just saying, oh yeah, it's all about Greg. He's the problem. If we get a better manager, everything's going to be fine. No. These players need to take accountability as well. They haven't stepped up. Right? They haven't stepped up. They should be doing much better against Panama. I get it. It's 10 men. It's very difficult. They should be doing much better. Ricardo Pepi had a good chance in that second half against Panama. If he puts that into the net, we could be talking about a different story. The USA would have already been advanced. So these players, we had a couple golden moments, but those golden moments were against Bolivia. Bolivia? Really? Come on, man. I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here? So this is straight up a massive, massive failure. Massive failure. I'm ticked off mostly with the Federation. Because the Federation, it's not Greg's fault that he's rehired. It's the Federation's fault. One, the Federation followed the players, and players said they want him back. And the two, The Federation were like, you're the easy option, buddy. You've worked with these players before. Do you want the job, Greg? All right, here you go. Here you go. That's my... I'm not even going to get mad. I've been so mad at Greg before. There's no point in just constantly say, give Berhalter out, give Berhalter out. What is that going to do? What is that going to do? But let's be honest here. The fact that the two so-called giants of CONCACAF, Mexico and the United States, are going home, and Canada and Panama advance out of the group, that is the most hilarious thing about this whole Copa America. It's the most hilarious thing that Panama and Canada from CONCACAF, I mean, Costa Rica have no chance. No chance, Costa Rica. I mean, I say that, watch them get out of the group now. That Canada and Panama, they're laughing at these guys. They're like, you couldn't advance? Mexico? United States? You guys have all these tournaments hosted. You have the best clubs when it comes to everything. But I'm just so... You know, if the United States want to be a serious footballing nation, and I'm not talking about American football, I'm talking about football, they would get out of this group. If they were serious, they would get out of this group. They're not serious. No. It's still behind baseball. It's still behind ice hockey. Que en eso son buenos ni que hablar en la NBA, el fútbol, no caja nadie. Oh, man. Mariela, man, don't, Mariela. I'm so pissed off. You guys have no idea how ticked off I am with this team. I'm so ticked off. At least hit the like button for my pain, please. At least hit the like button. We haven't even got 20 likes, and we got 51 of you watching. Just hit the like button, please. Who's at fault most for this, though, people? We can't just say 100% it's on Greg, 100% it's on players. I think you gotta 30%. I think 35% should go to the FA for one, not taking this serious, and two, rehiring this manager. 30% should go to... Who should 30% go to? Probably the players. And then the rest of it goes to Greg. It's not Greg's fault. It's not Greg's fault that Timothy Weah gets that stupid red card. But you could say, though, that the incompetence and the sort of lack of leadership stems within the manager. It's just everything about this tournament just screamed red flag, red flag. I saw that performance against Bolivia. If USA were serious like Uruguay, they would have won that game 5-0. They were taking the piss at times. There was no intensity to their play. I said, that's a bad sign. Then we get to Panama. You're getting the early red card with Timothy Weah. Then Greg's tactics, you could say, were at fault in the second half where he's sitting back and hoping for a miracle. Oh, there we go. So there's so many, like everybody's just gonna, I know what most people are gonna do. They're just gonna say, Greg this, Greg that, get him out. Nah, man. Big up Michael. Did you see Steve's tweets about the USA? Nah, I'm worried. I know what he's talking about. Big up Boston. Team has become too comfortable with him as coach, and the players are at fault. Yeah, look, these players, they're not being pushed hard enough. These players are way too comfortable with him as the manager. They're just chilling. That's why they wanted him. That's why they wanted him back, because they don't want to get pushed. Can you imagine if there was Hervé Renard being the manager of the USMNT? Bro, some of these players would buckle under pressure. They would buckle under his desire, off the ball, with the ball, and fighting as a team. Hervé Renard would kick some of these players out because they don't show the desire. Look what he's done. See, if Greg does go, which I highly doubt he will, Hervé Renard is the number one choice for me. What he does with Zambia, to Morocco, to Ivory Coast, to Saudi Arabia, he's the perfect guy. He understands international football, and he knows how to get the nucleus of a team. Yeah, look, Mr. Boone, this is facts. I guess for Mexico, their excuse is this is the worst generation of Mexican players. Exactly. Mexico are just garbage because of their quality of players. The USA have quality of players, but the USA and Mexico are both out of the Copa America. So any Mexicans laughing, you deserve it. You're saying, we might go down, but we're going to drag you with us. Oh yeah, you're coming down with us in the mud. I can't believe it. I'm just so pissed off, man. I'm so pissed off. I mean, now, again, I have to say this though. I mean, congrats to Panama. What they have just pulled off is something incredible, incredible. Like Murillo, Fallardo, to Mosquera, to all of these guys. Martinez in the midfield. I thought he was pretty good today. All of these players deserve so much credit for Panama. And Thomas Christiansen, if he was the manager of the United, like that's a team. Panama, no matter what, they might not have the quality, they will fight. And that stems from the manager. That stems from the leaders in the squad, from Godoy to Carrasquilla. The USA don't have those sort of guys. They don't. Panama have it. They have cojones. I don't know if these USMNT players do. They're just comfortable. Hey, we tried. It didn't work out. We're going to give our all in the last game. It's going to be the big win that we all desire. No, it isn't. These guys are just... They don't have the desire compared to previous USMNT teams. They're just comfortable doing the basics. That's it. They're comfortable doing the basics. And that is a big, big worry for me. Because heading into the World Cup in 2026, they need to show up. They need to show up. You're hosting a World Cup. You're hosting a World Cup. Now, you need to show up. Now, look, the most important thing for the USMNT is to change the manager. That's one. They need a manager who's hard-nosed, doesn't take BS, and gets the best out of these players. I can clearly see watching these games that we're not getting the best out of certain players. We're not. I mean, we didn't get the best of Reina. Musa was pretty disappointment today. Balogun was really good for the first two games. I thought Balogun today was atrocious, man. He was abysmal. Anthony Robinson, I think the only player who can take a positive out of these games is Joe Scally. I thought Joe Scally, Richards, Tim Ream, they were comfortable. Anthony Robinson was a little bit of a letdown, I would say, a little bit, but compared to his form for Fulham. But everybody else, I'm like, I expect a lot better, guys. I do. I expect better from Reina. I expect better from Winston McKinney. I expect better from Pulisic. Pulisic gave us one great moment against Bolivia. That's it? Come on, man. Hervé Renard is a French Gareca. He changed Morocco just like Gareca changed Peru. That's why I want him, Brandon. That's why I want him. Your football association... Oh, God, don't even... This is the sad part. The fucking politics are terrible, and the effing federation are a disgrace. What good is going on in the United States? The only thing good is going on is the cricket team did well. And again, I will reiterate it. How can part-timers the United States cricket national team advance further than the USMNT? Huh? How is that possible? How's that possible, buddy? That's simply a disgrace of the highest order, and I'm ashamed. I'm absolutely ashamed. Michael, the soccer culture in the U.S. is just weird. It's like a sport that's not taken seriously in general. I don't know if it will ever change. No, you know what, Ariel? The only way the soccer culture... I can't believe I said the S word. The only way the football culture changes in the United States is going far at that World Cup in 2026. That's the only way. It wasn't going to change because of this Copa America. The only way it's going to change is if they do well at the World Cup. But if these players don't man up, and two, they don't sack this manager, then football culture will never change. The only way it would change is if they win the World Cup. I can expect though, because you know what? We all know, if you're American, Americans want winners. They want winners. If you don't win, we don't care about you. We don't care about you. So the only way the USMNT will get respect from non-footballing fans in the United States is by winning. But that won't happen under this manager, and these players need to step up. It can't always be the manager this, manager that. The United States and England are basically the same thing. England, of course, are much better team with much more quality, but they always seem to blame the manager. Klinsmann took the heat. Bruce Arenas. Well, actually, Bruce Arenas did pretty well. And now Greg is taking the heat. Why can it not be that the players don't step up? Why? That's my biggest issue. That's my biggest issue. Yes, it is. It's very expensive. Very, very expensive. Don't get me wrong. The referees today in the USA game was shocking, but that shouldn't be a... Nah, I'm not going to... Warrior, I'm not even going to discuss into the referee. Look, the referee wasn't great. But if you've been watching the Copa America, the refereeing in almost every single game has been so goddamn abysmal. It's been abysmal. The youth level coaching is not good. You can't have soccer moms yelling while soccer dads coaching on the sidelines. Too many tough guys go to these tournaments and embarrass themselves. Yeah, fully agree. And I've experienced this as well. Well, people, I mean, I think that's a good way to go out. Oh, man. I mean, again, I just want to say congrats to Panama. What they have achieved is simply outstanding. It's just outstanding. The fact that they did this without Carrasquilla today. No Carrasquilla, and they still won the game 3-1. Fallardo coming up clutch. But my God, the USMNT are truly, truly an embarrassment. They are an embarrassment to football. They're an embarrassment to any American. Yeah, and I was expecting more. 100% I was. But Uruguay defended really well today. Uruguay really defended well today. I mean, Araujo's just... If that guy can stay healthy and not be making dumb decisions like he did for Barcelona against PSG, Araujo will turn into the best center-back in the world. The guy is locked down everything. So good. So good. And yeah, that's... See, because I don't want everybody just saying, oh, USMNT, they flopped, this and that. Why can't we give credit to Panama? Why can't we give credit to them? Why? I don't even want to look at Twitter, by the way. I don't even want to look at Twitter, people. I bet it's absolutely crazy right now with everything that's going on. Pulisic refused to shake the hand. This is facts, though. This is actually facts. Shout out to Zach Lowy. Let me just show this before we head out of here, people. This is actually facts. I will never understand how the U.S. spent 14 months looking for a new manager, only to land Greg Berhalter. That's like spending 2 hours scrolling through Netflix trying to find a movie to watch and picking Welcome Home. Wait, do I need to see? Yeah, they did. Exactly. Mother effing Bolivia gave you guys some hope, and you couldn't take advantage of it. You couldn't. What happens? They concede the goal. This is insane. Wait, what did Berhalter say? I'm gonna leave after these Berhalter comments. These better be some decent comments. What did Greg Berhalter say? What did he say? No way. No, this cannot be real. This cannot be real. Please tell me this is fake. Berhalter telling his team that Panama is 1-1 just before they defend a free kick was not the best idea. Oh my God. Hey, puta madre. No puede ser, man. This cannot be real. Oh my God. This cannot be true. This cannot be real. Just keep your mouth shut and let them play the foot. See, I can't yell at people because it's still 7 a.m. here in Finland. Just keep your mouth shut. Please. Big up to Andres. I'd say it's the mentality what Christensen would do with the USMNT. Exactly. The mentality of these Panamanian players. And I'll say it again, they're not as talented as the United States. But goddamn, they'll fight their ass. For 1, their country. 2, their teammates. And 3, the manager. Thomas Christiansen is by far the best manager in CONCACAF. I mean, could you even put him top 5 in the Copa America? Alongside the likes of Scaloni, Bielsa, Nestor Lorenzo at Colombia. It is going to be so incredible to see that Panama advance out of a group and maybe play Colombia, Nah, Panamanians are living seriously the dream right now. They're playing good football. Their team is giving them belief. And they actually played well against Uruguay for, 20, I would say 30 minutes of the second half. Panama were the better team than Uruguay. Like, these guys are no joke. So, people need to respect Panama. They need to put respect on the Canal men. Because the Canal men are showing up, unlike the frauds that put on the USMNT kit. All right, everybody. I gotta head out. I gotta go to work. Please, please, please. If you could do so, hit the like button. I'm streaming at 7 a.m. I'm in pain. And my God, the USMNT are going to give me endless pain for the rest of my life. Don't worry, I'm going to have a bit more of a longer breakdown of Mexico and the USA heading into the World Cup, because now there is so many questions after this failure of a Copa America for both nations. I think more for the USMNT. It's more of a failure for the USMNT compared to Mexico, but I'll break it down much longer in a longer video. But shout out to Panama. Incredible achievement to get out of the group. And I mean, Uruguay, they didn't play great today, but they advance as top in the group, and round of 16 awaits them. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Adios.